Yes, people, welcome back to GNA TV. A little bit of a last minute stream, but I thought I'd try and get it in today. I was meant to be doing the Prem show, but unfortunately couldn't get that done. Oh, my mum, right? Unfortunately, I couldn't get that done. That's going to be Wednesday, the Prem show. Obviously, Chelsea playing Thursday. The preview for that game against Norwich will be Thursday as well. So Wednesday, Prem show, Thursday, preview to the game, match reaction on Friday. And then we delve into the Newcastle game for what is a busy week when it regards to Chelsea. But at the same time, we need to be talking. We need to have little discussions about what's going on with Roman Abramovich, maybe once a week. Hence why I thought I'd quickly do a quick hour 20-minute stream with you guys talking about the most up-to-date news that we have in regards to Roman Abramovich. But make sure, guys, like I keep saying, we smash that like button. Smash the like button. Let's get this up to 30 likes as quickly as possible. Subscribe if you're new to GNA TV as well. We should have some people maybe coming in and out as well. Big up everyone that's already in the chat. I'm going to go through that in a bit as well. But the main topics today is Roman Abramovich. Where do Chelsea stand as we speak at the moment in regards to him? And a little bit of update, which we're going to start off with Andreas Christensen as well, which has just came out, been leaked about 20 minutes ago as well. So bear that all in mind. All coming your way very soon. Let's quickly drop that intro. Yes, people, welcome back to GNA TV. Hope you guys are well wherever it is that you may be around the world. And yes, like I said to you, we're going to talk a little bit about Andreas Christensen. Not as a long enough show today, but I wanted to get it in because, like I said, I did promise you guys once a week we'll talk Roman Abramovich, depending on if something massive happens, then I'll have to do a show anyway. But from where we stand for this week so far in regards to Roman, that's coming with you guys very soon. We're going to talk firstly about Andreas Christensen and the news that broke about 15 minutes ago in regards to him as well. But first, let's go through the chat. Sue Abramovich to stay. I have a feeling that he will not sell. The club is what So's saying. There is some sort of good feelings around the club, around Chelsea fans at the moment, that they think that he can still potentially stay. I think that is still very hard for that to happen. Obviously, still the Russia and Ukraine war is still going on, which doesn't help. There was some talks about maybe potential peace offerings and peace talks with them, which hasn't kicked in. You know, if it did and, you know, Russian troops pulled them away, could we potentially see Roman do a U-turn on it? I don't know. I think the sanctions would still be in place for Russia. There's a lot of politics that I can't bother to get into, but we're going to delve into that as well. Matt Smith, big up to you, my guy. Nice to see you in the house as well. Big up to Joy Boy CFC. How we doing, my guy? Devian's in the house as well. He says, hey, let's go. Big up to Undertaker CFC. Morning. Hope you're well. Fraser says, Jem, Roman won't sell to a person who don't act like him. Yes, I've actually seen certain comments in regards to that as well. Just quickly, someone just messaged me, so I was just checking it. Let me just quickly check something quickly, actually. Stay there. But guys, like I said, how are you feeling? How are you feeling on this Monday? There we go. I want to use that one as well. All right, cool. I want to start with Christensen though, because that's the big thing. Big up to Showtime, mate. Where did you go? You disappeared this weekend. Kai Havertz, the best on earth, leading the line, getting 2 goals, my bro. Where was you? Where was you? I wanted you to come and have a little chat. It seems like all the Lukaku stands disappeared on the weekend. What was going on, man? Come on. Chelsea before players. Remember that. Chelsea before players. They have a peace talk at 2 p.m. today, is what Undertaker CFC saying. Do they? That's the first that I've heard of that. Interesting stuff. Fraser says Roman has conditioned a new owner has to make sure he will upgrade Stamford Bridge and make sure he's going to invest in Chelsea FC and not make the money. Partly true, and we're going to get into that in a bit as well. MM says he will insert a buyback clause and Chelsea buy the dust when the dust settles down. That has some truth to it as well, to a degree. Don't get me wrong. We'll get into that in a bit as well. Big up to Chloe. Nice to see her in the house. Big up to Oluwaci as well. Over 40 of you here already, guys. Make sure we get them likes up. I want to close that gap to 40 likes as quickly as possible. Big up to ZVO as well. Finish your stream now onto yours. Big up to you as well. I'm going to drop you the link soon, bro, as well. Don't you worry. Lukaku and Werner for sale. Not here to talk about players too much today. Big up, mate, to you as well, Collins. All right, let's get into it. All right. I was enjoying the victory. Yeah, but not here. You was enjoying the victory, but you wasn't here. That's fine. Right, listen, before we get into Roman, let's quickly talk about the breaking news in regards to Andreas Christensen. And this has been shared by a very big and legit social page of Barcelona called the Barca Times. 272.k followers as well. They have just came out saying that Andreas Christensen will undergo his second medical examination today after undergoing his first last week. After that, it will only remain to sign the contract. The player will sign a 5-year contract with a salary of 6 million euros. So 6 million euros. Let's have a look, shall we? Krusty. What we saying, Krusty? What we saying? That still don't make sense. He's making 500,000 a month in euros, but he's making about 130,000. That don't make sense. 6 million a year. I'm trying to work this out, guys. I'm like this. Divide that by 12 is 500,000 a month. Divide that by 4 is 125,000 a week. That can't be right, surely. That can't be right. But again, that's euros as well. So look, it looks like Andreas Christensen is definitely starting to leave as well, as via SB Live as well. Barca Times, 2 ticks to him on this one. It looks like he's going, guys. This was released at 11:59. So this was 25 minutes ago that this news broke in regards to Andreas Christensen. This is not new to us as Chelsea fans, though, is it? You know, the fact that he's leaving the football club, we're just waiting for the announcement, really. And it seems like he's getting closer. There were talks about Chelsea potentially having that one more opportunity to maybe have a chat with him. But how do you feel about this now? Because he goes, that definitely means that Chelsea need to look into buying defender. They need a defender. They need a defender. Maybe defender or 2, potentially, you know. Big up to Gav as well. Bobby Signals is in the house. Big up to him. Is the objective of this just to destroy Chelsea FC? Bobby's really up against the movement of everything in regards to what's going on at Chelsea and Roman, etc. Bitchinson can go. Kunde is coming. Lewis will be angry. Well, apparently later on, Lewis has got his funeral stream for Andreas Christensen. I might be able to make it in. I think I should make it in because, listen, you know, I did say to him if this does happen, and he kept saying it wouldn't happen. But yeah, Fatal, send me the link later on. I'll try and get in as well. Oh, right. I think it's net, not gross. Yeah, probably. That's probably the case. It's after tax, not before. Yeah. I hear you, boys. I hear you. Lewis won't be happy. Yeah, he will not be happy. Blame Marina Gem. She didn't act in the summer, and we are left in a jeopardy. She might be leaving as well. Cuts Rome. Well, I don't know about that, and there is something that we need to go through with that in a bit as well. We're going to go on to Roman Abramovich next as well. Big up to Noah, who says lives. Big up, Jim, bro. Damn lives, but I mean Abramovich. Don't know what you meant by that, man. I don't know if you got that wrong. Musha says Jim is willing to pull out the calculations for Krusty. Hate is real. Listen, I don't hate the guy. I don't hate the guy, you know, but at the end of the day, he wants to go Barca. It's a snake club anyway. Be a snake and leave my football club. I only want players that are Chelsea, that want to play for this football club here. You know, it is what it is. Let him go if he doesn't want to be at our club. That is the straight facts, Joy Boy. There, right there. Fator with a donation. Big up to him. He says, don't forget to wear black attire today. I've got black on already. Look, I'm ready. I'm ready, my man. I'm ready. Again, thank you for the donation, guys. You have got the option to put super chats into the channel. It does help the channel massively as well. But the thing that helps massively most is smashing the like buttons, because that goes through the algorithms. That spreads to more people that are new, that have never seen GNA TV, makes them subscribe and allows this channel to grow. So please get them likes up. 26 likes is not enough. Not enough. Come on. If you ain't hit the like button, do it now. Big up to DJ Savjay. Ojo says AC having a medical day after ducking the cup final. Pissed me off. Look, they said he had an Achilles injury. There's no way in hell he had an Achilles injury. To have an Achilles injury, you would be out for a minimum of 3 to 4 weeks with an Achilles injury. This guy was out for the FA Cup final, and it was back and available for the game that we played against recently. What's he called? Who we just beat? Burnley. So it was absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Jim, I'm a bit curious if new owner will move us out of the stadium, Stafford Bridge, and do a 180 and change the club name if CPO refuses to move out because of guys like Rory. listen, I ain't got much to say in regards to Rory. I have seen his comments. I've actually reviewed them as well. I'll be honest with you guys, I don't watch any other real big Chelsea YouTubers. There's only a certain minority of people that I actually watch, and that's not to do with any sort of hate. It's just that some of the things that they come out with, I just ain't got time for. Like, I'm not joking. Like, it genuinely like doesn't make sense. A lot of times I feel like they just say things for a reaction. Do you know what I mean? Especially Rory. And that's why, yeah, if that's his opinion and that's how he feels, cool, no problem. But yeah, it is what it is. There's a little bit of more news in regards to Andreas Christensen here. Just came in minutes ago, actually. We'll bring this up before we go into Roman Abramovich talks here. Andreas Christensen to Barca verbally agreed and a 5-year contract on the table. So we had 6, this ain't 5, whatever. It's a matter of details. He's turned down 2 Premier League clubs to be respectful for Chelsea. Where is the respect for Chelsea? You're 26 years old and you're leaving. You're 26 years old. You're coming into your prime. You're playing for a team that's trying to compete on all levels, and you're deciding to leave. So where's the respect? I don't get what's respectful about that. You've gone to Barcelona. All right, you're not playing in our league, but we'll probably meet you at one point in the Champions League. Look, I don't hold it against him. At the end of the day, if he actually genuinely wants to leave because he wants a new challenge, cool. Just don't come with me with this nonsense telling me that he's proper Chelsea and legend and one of our best ever defenders, because he's not. He had a very good stint, and that's it. We will do better. We will find better. And I guarantee from now onwards, there will be defenders that come into this football club and have a better legacy than Andreas Christensen has at Chelsea. And that is the pure and hardcore facts of the matter. Let him go. It is what it is. We move. Rory's a snake. Yeah. Well, I don't know how good it was. Rory disliked to Roman is deep, man. I don't get it, to be honest, DJ. I really don't understand it. All right, guys, let's delve into the Roman Abramovich talk. I've given you the Andreas Christensen talk. He's going into his second medical, signing a 5-year contract. 6 million euros a year is what they're predicting in terms of him. He will not be a Chelsea player next season by the looks of it, which means the likes of someone like Jules Koundé, who is on the cards, has got interest from other individuals like Juventus, but sort of steered it away. Very advanced from what I've been told in regards to him and coming to Chelsea as well. So we'll have to see. Things can happen, though. Things can change. But, I'll be shocked if we don't sign him. Roman Abramovich talk. Let's start with the obvious, shall we? The things that are quite obvious, and then we can just build into it. So we had this comment come out today from Athletic UK saying that in regards to Roman Abramovich, any sale of the football club could take several months. Now, this is common sense to a degree. When Roman Abramovich turns around and says that this cannot be fast-tracked, even though he's been forced to sell, there will be a process in the selling. So, yeah, he could find someone that he believes is ready, that he thinks is good enough to take over the club, but there's a due process towards that, dependent on the new owner that's coming in. What does he want to do? Does he want to still continue the same structure? There's a lot of things. Roman might want to be there to help him bed in, to understand the roles, the system, so that when he does pull himself away from the football club, he knows in his head that he is comfortable he'll be able to sleep at night comfortable knowing that it's with the right person. They understand the layout and this, that, and the other, and then that person can individually kick on. That's an obvious for me. That this comment here is nothing new. Even though the heavy sanctions are looming for Roman Abramovich, don't get me wrong, there's a lot that can still happen in regards to not just him, but what's going on in Russia and Ukraine, because obviously peace talks apparently today at 2 p.m. What happens with that? I don't know. There's a lot that can still happen, and there's a lot of optimism in the Chelsea fan base, because a lot of people are feeling that there is a good opportunity that Roman Abramovich might be able to stay. Do I think that is the case? No. Do I think that he could still be involved down the line, behind the scenes? Yeah, I do. I definitely do. There's also this comment as well, which we're going to get into, which is to do with certain individuals leaving the football club. Now, I've always said this. It says, #Chelsea fear key personnel, including Marina, Gravenberch, Bruce Buck and Peter Cech will all follow. Roman Abramovich out of Stamford Bridge. How true do I think this is? Now, don't get me wrong. This is from Athletic UK, and we know how big they are. But I always say to people, take bits from what you hear. Take bits from what you hear. Don't believe everything as word and gospel. Is this one of them, one of these comments that I think that are 100% right? No. If Roman Abramovich is still going to be here, and we're going to get to that a bit later on because there's some comments on regards to that as well. Why are these people going to be going anywhere anytime soon? They're not. When the new owner does come in, I do think that Roman Abramovich has some plans. And I think that if you're a new owner, you're a billionaire, has loads of money, that doesn't really understand the football club, you're not just going to want to come in and just allow the likes of Bruce Buck, Marina and Peter Cech to just instantly disappear and bring your own people in. Bringing your own people into a football club that doesn't understand the setup, the infrastructure and the system makes no sense. Hence why I don't feel that Roman Abramovich would appoint an owner that's going to come in and eliminate all these three people. I do think he thinks about their futures as well. Don't get me wrong, Marina might leave within a season or two. Does it happen straight away? Not for me. I'd be shocked, actually, if she actually walks. Now, I know she's very close to Roman Abramovich, don't get me wrong, but she understands the role. She's a very important individual in what Chelsea are doing at the moment. Bruce Buck's been here for donkey's years. Why is he going to leave? It doesn't matter. He's been around for years and years and years. Peter Cech is a legend of this football club. He knows what it's like when it comes to people coming and going and leaving this football club. All right, Roman Abramovich is, we've never lost our owner, but in terms of managers and how this club's run, there's always a day where, certain individuals might not be here. So Peter Cech just turning his back on Chelsea because Roman's leaving? I don't think so. I genuinely don't think that's true as well. So I would say that there's a lot to still be explained, if that makes sense. The only person I hope stays Cech, because he's a legend and he knows Chelsea's DNA. Marina can stay until new owner comes in and wants his own person. Bruce Buck, I won't miss him. Goodbye. I don't think Bruce Buck's going anywhere, to be honest. I don't see him going anywhere. Ollie Joe says that pair Marina with a top-tier DOF or give Tuchel a promotion from head coach to manager. And look, and that might be the plans of the new owners, right? That might be what the new owners will be looking to do. Maybe not specifically replace these names, Marina, Bruce Buck and Peter Cech, but maybe add to what we already have. So if the structure's there, slowly bed themselves in, and then as they go through, maybe add certain individuals to support certain departments. Now, the one area that I keep stressing about that does need to get sorted is the recruitment area, the scouting area. The scouting area of Chelsea Football Club is not up to this level. I keep stressing it and I'll keep saying it. The likes of Scott McCaughlan, if I'm pronouncing his last name properly, the leader of our scouting department, has proved to us as fans that he isn't doing the greatest of jobs. Our recruitment hasn't been the greatest. What they're putting in front of Marina and Roman is not right for the way that we play. This scouting team should be watching how we play and understanding the type of profile player that we need to move forward. Not only would they be having conversations with a manager, but then at least when they go out and do their touring of Europe and watching certain individuals playing, they'll have a better understanding of the players that fit the profile. Scott McCaughlan has let us down. Ross Turnbull, and I keep stressing it, Ross Turnbull being one of Chelsea's main scouters across Europe doesn't make any sense to me. Ross Turnbull, he played for Chelsea as a third goalie. Not to say that he doesn't think good for us, but it don't make sense. It just genuinely don't make sense. I like the idea that John Terry's come back and he's in. I like the idea that Peter Cech's here. Ashley Cole, when he was here, shame he's not, whatever. Like, I don't mind having some of the legends back in and looking around, So I think it's they have all made Chelsea what it is today, but it wouldn't have been possible without exactly. It's not good. It's not good. That's what I'm saying. Ross Turnbull, bro. Roman Abramovich might set up a partnership with the new owners and still be part of the club. Look, Bobby, I think there's a possibility of that. I do genuinely feel like that could be the case. I feel that Roman's trying to find an owner that he can potentially leave the doors open for him to come back in at some point. Maybe not in the early nows, but later in the future when things blow over and he's available to come back in. That could happen. That would not surprise me. Any owner that gets rid of Tim's for us is already a club legend. Who's just saying get rid of him? Who's just saying get rid of him already? All right, so there you go. That's the news in regards to Marina Graboskaya. Now we're going to delve into two more things. Like I said, it's not too much of a long show today, but I wanted to just get straight to the point. So again, Athletic UK, again, in one of their statements have come out saying that Roman Abramovich could still be in charge of Chelsea in the summer, especially if sanctions from the UK government continue not to appear. Those at the club are very wary of supposed potential buyers who are making their intentions public. So let's read that again. Roman Abramovich could still be in charge of Chelsea in the summer, especially if sanctions from the UK government continue not to appear. Those at the club are very wary of the supposed potential buyers who are making their intentions public. Now, what do they mean by that? What is that? And what I'm concentrating more on at the moment is this little comment here, sentence here. Those at the club are very wary of the supposed potential buyers who are making the intentions public. Now, the one thing that Chelsea Football Club, and we know, and we forget owners, managers, whatever. Think about recruitment, players, how Chelsea operate as a business when they look to bring in players. Now, I know for a fact, because I spoke to a couple of people, journalists, and they've told me some things, and even certain things to do with Fabrizio Romano and his relationship with Chelsea as well. Chelsea have a real strict regime in the way that they like doing business. So even though Roman Abramovich has came out and announced that he's leaving, when it comes to actually speaking to individuals that are interested in the football club, they like things to be very tight-lipped. Now, you have seen over the last week or so, certain individuals coming out and sort of not boasting, but just like coming out and saying, oh, look, I've been approached by Abramovich. He's came to us. We're having conversations. We're talking with him, this, that, and the other. Do I think Roman Abramovich likes that? No. I think Roman Abramovich is looking for a couple of things from his new owner. Couple of things. And if you're a businessman, this is why I'm a little bit lost with the Turkish guy, because he is a businessman. I know Musin quite well in terms of what he, how he is and what he does in terms of Turkey. Being Turkish, there's a little bit of understanding of who he is and what he does. Being a businessman that Musin is, and he's very big in Turkey, to come out publicly and talk about how, he's looking to buy Chelsea, he's close to doing it, this, that, and the other. Soon he'll be flying the Turkish flag at Chelsea Football Club. Is a little bit probably displeasing for Roman. So even if Roman did think that he was a good enough owner for the football club based upon the meeting that they had, for him to come out and publicly announce that, I think it's a bit of a thing. I think it's a bit of a thing. They won't like it. He won't like that, and that's why he's going around probably looking. Okay, thank you, DJ. I'll go on to that after this. That's why I think he's very careful in terms of who's coming in. So when they say about being wary about potential buyers of the football club and their intentions making them public, maybe they don't like that person, that way of an owner. So there's a lot of things that he needs to put together. We know that Chelsea need a new stadium. So Roman's probably sitting and he's trying to understand that whoever comes in is actually interested in the football club and the movement forward, movement ahead. What's the plans? What's the idea? What is your philosophy for Chelsea Football Club? Here's what I've made. There's my structure. What is it that you're going to bring in to kick on Chelsea, to keep them competitive? Yeah, keep them up there fighting with the elites. Keep them in Champions League. Keep them winning titles. Keep them challenging for Champions Leagues. Stadiums. Will you invest in the stadium that they will need eventually soon? Because let's face it, as much as I love Stamford Bridge, and I heard what Rory was saying about Roman trying to dig up Stamford Bridge and move it elsewhere and all this crap, and he thinks that's a bad trait. That's nonsense. At the end of the day, Chelsea Football Club's growing massively. The size of our stadium, unfortunately, is not big enough. The demand for trying to get tickets at our football club is a nightmare. I know because I try and get tickets all the time. It's an absolute nightmare. The ticketing system is horrible. You add another 20 odd, 25 odd thousand, or maybe 30,000 odd, 30,000 odd ticket sales on there, and it makes it a lot more easier. It makes it a lot more attractable, and then they make more money on top of it as well. So I just don't get why digging up, changing stadium isn't a problem. For me, it is a problem. It's something that we need to do very soon. We do need a bigger stadium, Jimmy. What Jimmy said is true. We need a bigger stadium. I think new owners just going to accept what we have to leave Stamford Bridge and move to a 65, 75k stadium. I fear if CPO is stubborn and blocking that new owner could decide to change club name. Look, we don't know what kind of plans that this new owner has, but let me tell you something now. Whatever plans they have moving forward for this football club, before Roman Abramovich sells it, I think he knows. I think he's that serious about it because he knows that one little mistake in giving it to the wrong owner who has the wrong intentions, doesn't invest in the football club, doesn't make key decisions when need to be, could really affect everything that we've made here, everything that we've done here. Now, I'm not asking for someone to be exactly like Roman Abramovich. We're not going to find that. But if we can find 30, 40% of that type of owner, then we've really got ourselves someone moving forward. I can finally become a season ticket holder after Roman leaves. Well, look, let's not get it twisted. Let's not think that Roman didn't try to build a stadium or get permission to build stadiums. He did. It's just very hard where they are. And the problem is where we are, there isn't much land. There isn't much for us to build on. There's maybe the option to extend, but then if you extend in that area, you have to then knock out flats. You have to knock out shops. There's a lot that goes on. People don't understand. There's a lot of decisions. So this thing of Chelsea being forced out of SW6 and being asked to build a new stadium elsewhere is a thing. Like, it might happen. We might be located at Battersea. We might be located somewhere. I don't know. We need to see. Miss said in his show, new owners could screw CPO and move to a new stadium and change club name if CPF refused to listen. And that scenario can happen. Well, anything can happen. That can happen. I think the changing of the name is not the biggest worry for me right now. It's the intentions in-house. The intentions in-house to the football club. Where are we going with this? What are we looking to do? What is the intentions of the new owners? That's the big question mark that we need to ask here. We need Arabs. I don't really think, and again, I'll keep Ridwan. Arabs, Americans, Asians, Turkey, whatever. Why it's not a short-term process? Why Roman's probably going to take longer and may intentionally be here, like it says here, in the summer. If he's not sanctioned, it's because he doesn't want to rush to make the decision. It's not about where you're from. It's about your intentions. It's about what it is you're going to do moving forward for this football club. Roman's saying to these people, look, this is what I've built. This is who's running it. This is what's worked for us up to now. You're going to come in. What are you going to do? What are your plans? How invested are you into this football club? It's about understanding where they're going with it. And on top of that, maybe he wants to find an owner that can leave the door open for him as well later on the run, so that he can come back in at a later stage, potentially. That's another thing that could potentially happen as well. So I think people need to get this thing out of their heads. I don't want an American. I don't want Arab. I don't want Turkish. I don't want Asian. No. We want an individual, forgetting where they're from, that's going to come in and support this club. At least give 40, 50% of what Roman did. Forget the emotional side of it, because I'd say 50% of that I'd give to emotions and whatever else in regards to Roman Abramovich. We're not going to get that anymore. We're going to have consortiums. We are going to have consortiums at the club. The single business owner profile is gone. You can't find someone in the world to just go and buy Chelsea on their own. not in terms of what they're valued at and what they are. There's only a small minority of people that can do that. You know, there's people, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of people don't understand that is resort, and it will go to a consortium. And then if it goes to a consortium, this is what you need to understand. There will be 1 or 2 leading partners in a consortium. But if there's another 2 individuals that are interested also and are partners, the intentions of understanding the meaning, the intention of understanding each partner's intentions to this club need to be found out. So yeah, you can find out from Ted Bowley. Yeah, you can find out from that Andre Sviss, the 86-year-old guy. But then you've got 2 other partners there. You know, he has to sit and understand them. What is their, you know, what is it they're going to bring to the football club? What is it that they're looking to bring as a group? You know, there's the potential that if the Turkish owner gets it, that he does have enough money to buy Chelsea on his own. Maybe Roman likes that. The other thing that people don't understand about Musin, and it's something that I'll tell you very quickly before we move on to the next one, is this guy in Turkey has a rich, massive family that's goes through the years in Turkey. The family is well known by the president, which is Erdogan, and the government. Everything about the Musin himself he's very well known. Now, his main trait is a luxury property developer. So he goes out and builds properties across Turkey. He also has projects currently in London as we speak at the moment, and he's building across the UK doing minor things. The other thing that he also does, and this is where it gets a little bit interesting, he's in crypto. So he owns a crypto, and it's called AB Group Coin Limited. So AB GRUP Coin Limited. Go and check it out and go and read it. It should allow you to translate it from Turkish to English, but go and read into that company. I think they're one of the first stable coins to be regulated in not only Turkey, but in the world. Now, when you think about crypto and what's going on with that at the moment, crypto is deemed as an investment. So if you invest your money into crypto, it doesn't get taxed until you pull it. So part of the reasons why people are thinking that Roman Abramovich might be looking at someone like him is not only because he's thinking of the, what to do with the money potentially that he'll get. Don't get me wrong, I know he's giving some away and that. I'm not 100% sure on how much and what he gets. I'm sure he's getting something out of it, surely. But whatever he does get, what's the point of getting it for it to be frozen if you do get heavy sanctions? Does that make sense? So I think that there's an opportunity for him to go in with this Turkish guy where that he can invest that money into crypto, into that coin, so that they can't touch it. Government sanctions across Europe can't touch it because it's deemed as an investment. They can't freeze it. So there's a lot of things that people don't really that really understand is going on. No, not really. Why? Where did you hear that? Why were they going into? Big up to Simon McCready as well. Nice to see you, man. Great display from Reece James as well. Gem, too hard to find. Yeah, it is. Don't get me wrong. Todd Bowley, I've been listening to him. And do I think he could be a good owner? He has a lot of knowledge about football. He seems to be very interested. He seems to read. But, again, this is why I think Roman Abramovich is taking his time. Because there are offers out there, not only 1 or 2, 7, 8, 9, or 10. It's a long procedure. You can't just go, right, yeah, I've just interviewed you, you got the job. Yeah, you got it. You got it. He has to go around through every single person, and he's traveling. People seen it on Twitter. You see that his aeroplane was in Istanbul, then his aeroplane's apparently in Saudi Arabia. And he's traveling. He's He's trying to find out what's best fit. How about Roman Abramovich let the Glazers family buy Chelsea football? Fuck that, man. Well, their drone program's quite interesting because you can't actually track their drones. And just to quickly go off topic, they were sending drones into Ukraine when Russia were taking a certain part of Ukraine and wiping out their tanks, wiping out their this, that, and the other. But the Russian armor, the Russian military couldn't pick it up, so they couldn't actually see it every time it kept attacking them. Because usually they can pinpoint when something's coming or they're getting attacked. One time they managed to clock it and they shot one of them down. And when they shot it down, it's only then that they realized it was Turkish drones. So the Turkish drones have been sent from Turkey to Ukraine to help Ukraine in a certain village or wherever it was to stop Russians from getting into this area. And Putin picked up the phone to Erdogan and said, you know, like, what you doing? What you doing, mate? You know, you wiped out my tanks, you wiped out some of my aeroplanes. Like, what you doing here, mate? So yeah, there was a lot of discussion, and then basically Putin just said, do you seriously want to get involved, basically? And then Erdogan's response to Putin was, I'm not Ukraine. We're not Ukraine. We're bigger than Ukraine, so don't threaten me. But, you know, they've been talking recently as well. Erdogan's gone to Putin to tell him to offer a peace talks. I've heard that there might be peace talks today around 2 p.m. Someone said in the chat, so we have to see what happens with that. But staying on topic, because I don't want to get into politics. I'm not here to talk about it. What I'm trying to get to you guys at is that there is potential that Roman could still be here in the summer. You know, I don't think it's something you can rush. I don't think he likes the intentions of certain owners that he has approached coming out and mentioning that that he's approached them and they're looking to buy it and that he's going to fly the flag soon, this, that, and the other. I don't think that's something that Roman likes. But it's not only just that; it's understanding what they're going to bring, what they're going to bring to the football club. You know, Winter Surfer, how you doing, my man?
Yeah, all good, mate. All good. How's everyone doing?
Oh, it was a bit of a quick one. Don't get me wrong, I ain't going to be too long, about an hour and 20 or something. I've got to shoot, but I thought I'd just quickly get it in and have a quick chat, bring people up to date on things as well. Just going through a couple of, you've probably seen yourself, some of the comments that have been flying around on Twitter at the moment in regards to Roman Abramovich. There's now talks about that he might still be in control in the summer. The government itself are finding it hard to sanction him as quickly as they would like to. And now there's also talks about him being aware of the owners that he has approached, their intentions have been, they're making them intentions, but their intentions public, i.e., something that I was basically telling these lot is that I don't think, and you've seen it, forgetting the owner side of things, when we buy players, as a strict rule, you don't hear Chelsea doing much. You only hear it a week or two before. So I think it's the same rule for the whole thing of, we know he's selling it, but he doesn't want the people that he's approaching to be sort of publicly making it clear. And that could maybe be a big cross for him if he's got 10 offers. Does that make sense, for example? So, yeah, what's your thoughts, mate?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I'm always wary about why, when you don't hear of takeover bids until they've happened. You don't hear like Microsoft or Apple or, Google, whoever I'm talking about. They go, yeah, we're going to buy this. You hear maybe rumors, but nothing's confirmed, and then they'll come out and go, yeah, they have acquired blah 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 for how many billions of dollars. But yeah, I'm quite wary of. I don't think if you're announcing it like this Turkish guy is, like this Swiss guy is, I don't think they've got any intention of buying it. I think it's more of a whatever stocks they have or whatever they own, they're trying to get shares built up in that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that they can make more money that way. Like I said, I didn't even know Roman was buying it until he bought it. So why would he? And like you say, he's very secretive, or he doesn't like it, our business being out in the public like this. Same with for sale and then having it publicly like this is two different things. It'll be like him. It'll be someone we don't know, or it's someone that we are not aware of, that hasn't come out and said anything.
Yeah, and we've heard that there's a number of initial offers that are being put forward. What are your thoughts on the first part of this comment? Because a lot of Chelsea fans are starting to get a little bit like, oh, he might stay. The fact that they can't put sanctions on him. If we get to the summer, maybe the war and the peace offers come in. Like, maybe he'll change his mind. Like, do you have that sort of? I just don't think he would have come out and announced that quick. No. Do you? If he wasn't serious?
I think he's it's a long vision that we are going to be sold. Yeah. But if he's then under the impact of, they can't sanction him that much, because remember, it's only, they can't prove alleged links to whatever, it maybe down the road, but it's not like Usmanov in Everton where there is like actual concrete evidence. There's always like different things. And I found it funny. I don't know if you saw it on Twitter yesterday, that what he's going to do is sell us and then put in a buyback clause for like 5 years time or something like that.
Yeah.
He's going to buy us back after all was done. But I think we'll be sold if not now, I think we'll be sold just after the season ends. I think if I'm being realistic, because like I said, the issue is though, the problem is there's a timetable, but you don't know what the timetable is because of the sanctions, right? We don't know when they're going to be sanctioned. That obviously they can't sanction right away because they would have done it like they did with Usmanov, and they haven't done it with him. So he's got to play a very very high level game of chess.
Yeah, and if you're himself, Rugby Roman, and you look at what you've created, the system, the infrastructure, the people that are currently in, don't get me wrong, there is certain parts of the Chelsea setup that I think needs improving. The scouting department is atrocious. Like that's the one area I think we need. Like Ross Turnbull, I've said it 400 times, being one of our main recruiters across Europe makes no sense. I'm sorry. You know, Scott McCaughlan, who's the head of the scouting team, makes no sense. Only based upon the decisions that he's made up to now. We've just made I think the wrong recruitment, especially on certain individuals. I think there is areas that we need to improve on. You know, there's also the talks about the stadium as well. You know, the new owner coming in. What are your intentions? That's why I don't think it's a quick. And he already said it's not going to be fast tracked. He came out and said, "I'm not fast tracking this. I am going to sell it, but in due course. You know, I need to make sure that the right person comes in with the right intentions and that he can sleep at night." You don't want to sell it to someone and then all of a sudden it's like, you know, like Rome's built and all of a sudden it's on fire because.
But I mean, how does he? Because words are one thing. How does he make sure that because they can say anything to him, right? I think there will be guarantees. I think you're asked for guarantees. You'll have to get a contract or something like part of it.
Yeah, but he's a businessman, man. It's just one thing, you know, Roman is about. Like, I think that honestly, I think there'll be guarantees. I also think that he wants the opportunity to maybe come buy back in at a later stage, not now, maybe in the long-term future, if he's still about, obviously. Maybe getting, you know, being more involved with the club, or maybe he will be, but in the background, and people just won't know about it. Do you know what I mean? You have this image of a new owner and Roman in the background, still a little bit involved.
Maybe he'll do like the Tottenham thing, you know, with like Joe Lewis is the owner of Tottenham, but Daniel Levy runs it, you know, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So he'll be the mystery silent partner, and it grows and it grows.
So we've got this other comment from Seriously Pius saying he's finding a buyer that gets close to the 3 billion Roman Abramovich is said to want, alongside someone who he believes has the best interest in the club, which is what we're talking about at heart, does not leave many options. And that was from obviously the Athletic themselves as well. Kind of goes back to what we said really with this over, doesn't it? That it's not just about the money, it's about trying to find the right profile of owner that can kind of continue what he's built.
Yeah. But the thing is that we don't know what he's asking for. We're guessing it's anywhere between 2 and 3 billion. But then does he if he really believes the person he's taken over has the best interest of Chelsea and he had 3 billion, does he go, I might, you know, shave off and sell it for 2.5 billion or something like that? Do you know what I mean? It's and also it's the timing, right? What if around that time he hears they're going to sanction him in a week or so's time? You know, it's all that, because remember, it's not just the takeover. It has to go through it. We have to go through everything else. Let's go to the Premier League, proper fitness or tests. Or whatever,
there's a lot. You know? There's a lot of legislations and things they've got to go through as well. Yeah, 100%. DJ Sanchez says hopefully the new owner will stop sacking off managers and will build and continue to go forward with Tuchel. Well, you know what? This is what I just quickly talk about as well. New owners come in, maybe not before the summer. It might still be that Roman's involved. There is one more little tweet that I want to show you in a bit as well. But how important is it that whoever does come in, if they do come in before the summer, that they actually back Tuchel straight away? Do you think they'll do that, or do you think they'll be on the reserve side saying, well, look, we just bought the club, funds are not fully there yet, you can get rid of some and maybe buy some, which is what we've been doing at the moment? Like, what do you think would be like, or do you think they'll try and like impress the fan base and go, look, there you go, we're going to back you? Like,
well, that's the thing. I've got quite a few conspiracy theories. Or once the next is like Roman. What can they do afterwards? Because buying the club's one thing, but what can they do afterwards? Second of all, if they're not football people, to either stick with the people that are there or hire football people that know what they're doing. And second of all, I'm telling you this, Jim. I've got a massive conspiracy theory, and you're not going to like it, right?
Let's hear it.
So, Roman's beloved, right? How do you get your new fans on your side very quickly?
Spend money.
Spend money, but spend it on who? There's a certain
profile players. Yeah, I'd say. Yeah.
No. I'm not even talking about that because I feel the same. You spend it on a certain Norwegian goalkeeper, right? Who's cheaper this year, and it buys you time while you restructure the club how you want to restructure it. That's what you could do. That's what a madman would do. I don't see that happening. But
the other one would be selling Romelu with the selling of Romelu Lukaku.
Or even like saying or even giving Tuchel a longer contract, and just going, we're sticking with you. This is a vision we want to build with you. You've already done so much with so little. In terms of like spending,
that's what we've got to be careful of, haven't we? Yeah. Because they could make it look really like, we're here, we're gonna look, and then it's the long-term image, isn't it? I don't really, I don't mind the short-term image. Like, don't get me wrong, it shows that they're here to do what they're gonna do, but it's the long-term aspect as well. Like, what happens a couple of years down the line when we need more backing and we need more money and we need to make more decisions?
Well, they need to make a decision within like the first year, 18 months of what to do with Stamford Bridge.
Yeah,
and that's whether redevelop on it or simply move away, because the pitch owners thing is such a. I mean, I think it was Ken Bates that put it in, wasn't it? That's probably one of the worst decisions we've ever made as a club, because those people. I'm sorry, some of you probably actually know what. Probably I don't know what percentage of you, because not all of you probably think that. Probably all of you want to. Probably some of you want to actually, are happy to sell your whatever you in your pitches.
Yeah,
but there's like a bulk of them that no, we can't do this, we can't do that. And we need to build. I'm sorry, I love Stamford Bridge. I love it. It's my church, it's my mecca.
It's like my second home, mate. Exactly. Well, actually, my first home.
But we need a bigger stadium.
I've been saying that.
They want to be self-sustaining. You need a bigger stadium. And I'm sorry, you need to have a facility that can offer more than football, like the Spurs stadium does. You need it more attractive.
Well, it's only people like Rory it's only people like Rory, isn't it? That are attractive.
Yeah.
Go on, mate. Go on.
We're in West London. That's more attractive than North London.
Yeah, exactly.
It is. Okay.
But Winter Surfer, the issue is that there isn't a lot of land to build out around here. You've got to kick people out of their homes, their shops. You know what I mean? And it's a very, yourself, it's a congested area of London. Like, there's not much there. And if you do look to build, you'd have to maybe look towards maybe Battersea, which is not round the corner. Do you know what I mean?
Battersea's gone now.
But then that's got the power plant in, isn't it? So it's
sold that ground. They sold it already.
Oh, did they? Didn't know that.
Yeah,
so there you go.
Chinese billionaire or something like that.
So maybe we'll go to North London and just run that instead.
I'm just saying. It's like we're not. If you actually detail it, Stamford Bridge is in Fulham. It's not in actual Chelsea.
Yeah, it's true.
So, you know what I mean? It's like we're just gonna have to listen. We're just going to have to grin and bear it, man. If you want to develop, you're going to have to give up certain things, because Stamford Bridge is one of them. It's a great stadium, but it is old.
I think people want their cake and eat it. It's like, we want this, but we want that, and we want it, and it's like, but we don't want that. Don't do that, because if you do that, it's like I know I don't want to bring him into it because I don't watch him, but Rory's comments about Roman and the whole thing of like, him wanting to sell the stadium when. What's his name? Ashes are buried under the ground and all that stuff. And he's basically when I look at, and I don't watch him enough, but when I look at his comments, and he started talking about Frank Lampard, Di Matteo getting sacked, Roman making wrong decisions, and that he is one man that's just tied into his emotions. What our fan base needs to do is not do that. Do not always be tied into your emotions for an individual, and look at the bigger picture of your football club. And that's what people don't understand, But go on.
No, I agree. I mean, it's fine. Listen, Stamford Bridge will always be Stamford Bridge, and that's fine. But we need to develop, man. We are being left behind. We don't even get our full capacity in there anymore. We get a shade under 40,000, and
the ticketing office is shocking. Andrew, you know yourself, trying to get tickets is absolutely disgusting.
Even bother. It's like even queuing to get into a virtual room, whatever you're doing right now.
It's shit.
It takes ages. There's no point.
I've asked people to get their questions in. Also, we've only got not even 60 likes, and we've got over 165 people here. Let's get them likes up, guys, please. Let's do that. 100 likes. How quick can we get to it? If you haven't hit that like button, do it now. Let's do it now. Let's see how quick we can get it up. Come on. We should be at 75 at least now. We're at 61, 62. Come on. Get it up. Get it up. We've got a couple more tweets to go through. I've allowed you guys to get your questions in as well. Smash that like button if you haven't done it already, please. Get him up. So we've got a question here saying, Jem, Andrew, will Roman sell it to a consortium? I've said this already at the beginning of the show. There ain't many individual owners or billionaires, shall I say, sorry, out there that can on their own buy a club like people don't realize that 3 billion is a lot of money, even for the richest of people in the world. The whole thing of what we had in 10 years ago of having single member owners has all gone out the window. Everything's changed. You know, the size of Chelsea Football Club and what Roman's built it to become in value is too big. And that's not only just with Chelsea, that's with numbers of football clubs around the world. You will be bought by consortiums moving forward. There will be, if it's not 1, 2, maybe even 3 or 4 partners involved in these kind of decisions. But that's why I think the process will take longer for someone like Roman Abramovich, because being a single owner to then giving it to 4 people, Winter Surfer, is not good. It's probably not easy.
That, is it? It's a business. It'll be a business.
It's a business.
Or sell it to a business. Man City and Newcastle are not sold to an individual. They're sold to a business. Same as Liverpool. They're sold to FSG, and then they appoint. Then there's a head of that. That's what happens. Like Mansour at Man City and whoever it is at Newcastle, and then you've got John Henry at FSG. That's what it is. It's not even like you said. Billionaires now like to keep their money. That's why they stay billionaires. They stay billionaires because they're smart. Smart
money.
They'll go. Oh, this looks good. Let me get my mates involved. Because remember, it's 3 billion just to buy the club. Yeah, not to run it afterwards. It's 3 billion just to buy the club. Everything else, there's more expenditure after that. You know, so that's just to buy the club. 3 billion, and you might think the consortium is bad. I think maybe too many talking. That what they'd have to do, consortium, is appoint a head of that consortium. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That runs through them, the day-to-day stuff like that. But I'm more worried about who they hire in terms of football people, or people who know how to run football clubs, or keep the people that know how to run football clubs there. I think they should keep. It might be hard for her because she's so linked to Roman, but maybe the situation dictates that she has to part from Roman because what he's going through or going to go through. You keep Marina there on the business side, yeah. She's excellent on the business side, and then you either build Peter Cech or you appoint another football director, something like that, and that's what you do. I agree. Get Bruce Buck out. He's done it.
I don't really I really don't get Bruce Buck. I don't really think what he does.
He's just like one of those non-executives, you know, who goes to a meeting once a month, paid or something like that.
Yeah. So there is one other thing which we're going to go through. Obviously, I know I've asked you to get your questions in as well, but really quickly, we had their comment. I haven't brought it up. I'll try and bring it up actually. So there's an article coming out basically saying that if Roman's still at Chelsea in the summer, that Chelsea will be forced to make certain sales of the football club. So they're talking about 5 players that may be forced to be sold after Roman Abramovich's decision. And the 5 players they've mentioned is N'Golo Kante, Jorginho, Timo Werner, Hakim Ziyech, and Kepa. I don't know how true that is, to be honest, Winter Surfer. I mean, will Chelsea be forced to making sales based on Roman Abramovich's decision to sell the club? Unwanted sales? I don't know.
I don't think those 5. Well, let's go through them. So N'Golo Kante, there's going to have to be a discussion because he's got 1 year left now of what type of new contract we are going to offer him, if at all.
Yeah.
Because of the way just his injury record and everything like that, and he earns quite a lot. Timo Werner, he can go. He'll be go. I think most want him. I think most expect he might be the first to go anyway.
I agree. I agree. Jorginho?
Kepa has to go to him. You can't have 155 grand a week goalkeeper on the bench. It's just not feasible.
It's just finding someone to buy him. I think we have tried to get rid of him. That's the problem, isn't it?
Ziyech is strange because he's coming into form, but I can see him going. I think Jorginho will. I think Jorginho will leave. Listen, whether you rate him or not, I think he will go. I think he'll go back to Italy. He's won everything he's supposed to win, like European wise and everything like that. And it was the 5th one.
That was it. That was all 5. Jorginho, Timo Werner, Kante, Kepa, and
Kante, wasn't it? Kante,
Kepa, Jorginho, Timo Werner, Ziyech. That's all of them. Yeah.
But I think those names were up anyway before this Roman news hit. So it's not like anything new, really. Those names, they're always linked away or linked to a new contract.
You know what? I haven't asked yet, but just quickly away from this topic for 2 seconds. Christensen leaving Chelsea, second medical today is what we're being told as well, going on a €6 million deal, which works out to like 120. It's ain't stupid. It's really small, basically. Yeah. Some people saying it's a little bit more now. It might be about 140 a week. I've just got this feeling, and I know people know I'm a bit salty when it comes to him, but I've just got this feeling that we've offered him that. I just really think he actually wants out of the club. I don't think he wants to be in. Like, how do you feel about the news on him?
No, I think if it's near enough what's reported, we offered him. I remember he's changed his mind several times, or he's changed his agent, or he's fired his dad, or whatever. I know I wind Lewis up with the AC stuff, and he still falls for it. I don't know why he still falls for it in the end, but what I found strange is that he didn't get more heat for the story that came out. If you remember was it Tuesday? That he was out of the League Cup.
Yeah, it's bullshit. That's what I just said to you.
There was a report of him having a medical on Monday. I'm surprised he didn't get more heat for that. Or people didn't read that.
Yeah, but they said he had an Achilles, Andrew, and this is what I said at the beginning of the show. To have an Achilles, you're out for like a good 3-4 weeks. That's not like an injury you just come back the week later. Achilles is a serious injury.
That's what I mean.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and then all of a sudden he was available for the game against Burnley on the bench, and I'm just like, that makes no sense. Like, I don't know, man. I find it all a bit weird. I think he's a bit snaky, personally. I'm going to keep saying it.
Yeah, I can see that. And then there was a report. There's a news bit on Twitter that Rudiger might be second guessing now because of the Roman Abramovich situation, which I don't know why, because the contracts, shouldn't really matter because we were going to offer him that with Roman there anyway. So I just big up ads. I hope you're feeling
big up ads.
Yeah,
big up ads. All right, so now I wanted to just quickly jump on that. I don't want to sit here and talk about it too much because I know he's doing his funeral show later anyway, so we can watch the funeral show later. And some people may say that it's a victory to me, Andrew, because I did say that he's going to leave, but it is what it is. I did say he's not proper Chelsea. He's not proper Chelsea. If Marina and Czech were to leave before the summer, would they at least secure our summer targets first?
No. Why would they do that?
I feel the Koundé's. No, I mean, look, I feel the Koundé one's ahead. I feel like that's already been negotiated. So you could argue that there's talks with certain individuals coming to Chelsea, yeah. But in terms of securing, no, I don't think Bex. I generally don't think. Guys, hit the likes. We've only got 75 likes and it's over 175 of you here. We should be on more than that. Come on,
man.
We should be on more than that.
Not this guy. Jesus.
And Spider-Man. Thoughts on the Chelsea fans chanting Roman Abramovich during the support of Ukraine. I'm not going to lie. I didn't hear it. So when someone mentioned it to me,
I didn't hear it either. If they did that, it's poor timing. It's just one of those things. Just let it go and chant it afterwards. Do you know what I mean? Chant it afterwards is absolutely fine. But listen, I don't want to really go. It's too much politics in that. But yeah, just choose your timing. You know what I mean? When you're chanting, it probably wasn't all of them. It's probably just some of them, like it usually is. But yeah, maybe Lewis and Fato will know that because they were there.
Yeah. We've got Alex with us as well. Alex, how you doing, my man? You all right?
Yeah, just woke up.
Good. I've only got 20 minutes left. There's not much in terms of, I'll try and bring you up to date with things which we've been going through, but basically there's talks about Roman Abramovich potentially not selling the club. Not selling the club, but may still be at Chelsea in the summer. So they're saying that he may still be in the summer. That the sanctions that are being imposed against him may not happen is another thing as well.
I know. I heard those news. There's a big thing started that apparently they don't want to There's something going on between Russia and the United States because sanctions. People saying that sanctions it's the best way to avoid war. I actually think sanctions is one of the keys to start a war because before every big war was sanctions. There was sanctions involved in every major war that the world had. So we'll see. I hope maybe he changed his mind. Maybe he did this as a tactic, saying that okay, I'm cooperating. I'm trying to sell the club. Make appearance of it. He looks for the potential buyer. At the meantime, his prolongs times to see if the actual thing is gonna go away.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is what it is with Roman.
I
So
agree.
I know a reason why you wanted me on this specifically this, because you want to talk about the Christensen, didn't you? Because you know that I
No,
am Christensen.
listen. I've actually been concentrating more, and Andrew's been.
Yeah, we've
I've
already spoken about him, mate.
I've hardly spoken about him, to be honest. Look, there's not much more to say, is it? He's leaving. Like, I'm done. Like, I'm not saying I'm right or anything, but I just knew he was going to leave anyway. So it is
Tell you
what
the
it is.
truth, I thought between him and Rudiger, I thought Rudiger will leave quicker than Christensen.
Nah, I said Christensen was going to leave. I just had to.
Well, I mean, good for you. We can call you Nostradamus. Like,
thank you, mate. I've also guessed that Elon Musk will be the new owner of Chelsea soon, so that'll make you happy, Alex. We'll be going to the moon. Joking.
He'll have a rocket launch pad below.
We'll be floating in the air.
By the way, I mean, we're not gonna like. I mean, if we're gonna bring somebody, that I understand that the purpose of letting him go, but if we didn't,
yes, that's the most.
It's gonna be disappointing because he is 100%. A good quality defender. So that's
I agree with that.
I agree. And if he stayed, it would have been great because then we can
exactly like I said, like if you gonna compare him to, like, I will say that he will make a defense weaker, just like anybody else that leaves Chelsea now. If any of those Chelsea defenders will leave, it will make a defense weaker. Rudiger leaves, makes weak. Thiago will leave, will make us tremendously weak. Christensen will leave, defense will be weak.
We're down to at the moment our squad is as it is right now. We're down to 2 guaranteed defenders next season. One of them is going to turn 38 in Thiago Silva, and one of them is Chalobah, who's still inexperienced. It's good and it's getting better, but still inexperienced. So
exactly, and if people don't
buy 2 or 3 defenders at this rate from our budget, so
if people don't see the Chalobah as an experience, the last game was shown exactly what. You can see the inexperience, not that doesn't have a talent. The last game was shown inexperience.
Yeah. Plus, he's right to be inexperienced. It's his first.
Maybe it's his first season. Do you know what I mean? People don't realise.
You know what I mean?
Do you know what I mean? But
we need to sign Rudiger and sign at least 1 or possibly 2 defenders in the summer.
Rodrigo Rogers with a donation. Thank you very much, bro. He says sanctions tend to radicalize parties and escalate wars. World War II partly started because the winners of World War I imposed heavy sanctions on the Weimar Republic, is what he's saying. There's a bit of history there for you guys.
Read it up, man. Money is the root of most of these things, so you know.
Exactly. It's disappointed, but this is the state of what the Chelsea defense could be looking like next season if Rudiger still didn't sign a contract. But I think the reason why, first of all, if the rumors are true, he got 6 mils. 6 mils, then I think we kind of like put in eggs in one basket and just win for the Rudiger. And see what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's not a lot. 6 mil, if that's net, that's like 130k a week. It's not a lot. Like Euro,
but it's a Europe. It's not England. England 50% tax. You forget that England is 50% tax.
I know. It's painful here, mate. You work for nothing in this country. Trust me, it's absolutely hard, isn't it, Andrew?
You don't work.
The bills are going up.
I work hard, mate. Don't worry about me. I'm always working.
Or hardly working.
I am working now.
But anyway, like I'm saying, like it's a 6 mil. It's a difference between 6 mil and UK. It's a 50% tax. You know what I'm saying? So
I think they just. I think it's going to come out that they just got also naffed off with him because he kept changing his mind or stolen as reported. If it is true, you know, like he sacked his dad or he changed his mind. Or he wanted this.
Exactly.
I think that's going to come out. That's going to be a PR battle in itself. That, and that's why they probably went fall into Rudiger now. You know what I mean? So. That's probably what we're going to hear.
What do you feel about this comment from Athletic in regards to key personnel following Roman Abramovich? Also, they mentioned Marina, they mentioned Bruce Buck, and they mentioned Peter Cech following Roman out. I don't know about you guys, but I just feel like that won't happen. I just think like part of it might be true, but I just don't get how, if you're a new owner, you're coming into the football club, why would you then want to just get rid of people to bring your own people in when they don't understand the football? You want to keep the people that understand the football club, get yourself familiar with it, and then make decisions. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get it.
I think Marina's probably the hardest one because it's the most loyalty. She's been with him for over 20 years. However, she's also got to put into fact what he might possibly be going through in the next few years. Because let's face it, right? And let's lay it all on the table. Not only financially is he under pressure, his life might be under threat as well. Yeah. And if that might be a time for her to make a clean break and say, I'm sorry, but I can't, do you know what I mean? I can't risk my family or my life by going with you and doing this. It's 20 years, remember? So it's not like 2 years or something like, it's 20 years. It's hard to break the chain, but it might be this might be the one thing that she has to go, I can't follow you and stay. Czech's a different one. Czech, I think Czech would stay anyway. And like we said previously for Alex Kevin, Bruce Buck he can buck off. All I say, he can just go, man. He's I don't know what he does. Apart from turn up for meetings, I have no idea what he does at this place. You know what I mean?
It's life. Come on, Andrew, you're just going way too extreme.
No. Sorry. Let me preface it. I do preface it. Let me preface this by saying I'm going from one extreme to the other, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying it could, right? I'm not saying it will, but she has to factor all of that in, right? Because listen, his language was very different, wasn't it? On Saturday, or was it Saturday? No, last Wednesday, wasn't it, Alex? When he actually called it a war and victims and everything like that. The language was very different than what a previous statement would have said, and that might put him more at odds with Putin and.
That's the angle you go for.
Yeah, I'm going like that, and I'm thinking. Listen,
first of all, he lives in.
I've read today. Isn't his daughter also not Abramovich's daughter also?
She don't like him, does she? She don't like Putin or saying. Yeah,
no,
that's a bunch of noise. People think that Putin really that thing, like looking for kids' Twitters and shit. Like he's gonna get upset. Let's move on. I see what you're saying, but let's move on from that. Yeah. I don't think it's the. He running a country. He ain't running a daycare for the billionaires' kids and billionaires themselves. Like, but first of all, Abramovich doesn't live in Russia in a long time. Another thing that people need to understand is Marina been with him for over 20 years. Another thing people don't realize that if Roman Abramovich wants to be next owner to be guaranteed success at Chelsea, he would leave what's her name? Marina.
Yes.
At least for the part of transition. At least in the beginning of transition, At least in the beginning of transition for club new owners to get used to understanding. He will leave them like that. He will leave her to make sure that the new owner knows ins and outs, and who's better to do it than his personal person. You know what I'm saying?
She might choose her own successor as well.
Exactly.
That'd be
exactly. So they understand. But in the long run, it's not even about Marina, what she wants. I think it's the people.
He just woke up.
I just woke up. That's why my camera is.
He's on with us. There we go.
But anyway, even if you think about it, if the new owners not necessarily want Marina in, you know what I'm saying? It's not about old Marina. Maybe new owners will not want Marina.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
That's true, but at the same time, is it something that happens so instant? Like that's my question mark. Like I don't know that happens.
Bruce Buck, I don't really fly in red.
I don't really care about Bruce Buck. Honestly, I think it's too fucked.
I never liked him in the first place. He's the reason we got to get rid of Ancelotti.
Peter Cech, I don't think so. Peter Cech's seen people come and go and leave this football club. He knows what this club's like. You know what I mean? So I don't think Peter Cech goes anywhere, personally. I know Marina's might be just like we said, based upon decision for herself. You know, if she does go, then fair enough. I don't think Roman is going out listening to these owners and while speaking to them, expecting these owners to be like, right, we're bringing in our own people, this, that, and the other. I think he will try and keep the structure that's been built and that is set currently. I do think, however, that there's areas that need to be improved on. The recruitment team's shocking. Our scouting department shocking. There's certain people that should not be scouting for us in terms of Scott McLaughlin and Ross Turnbull. That makes no sense. Well, they're trying to find our best players in Europe. But, you know, these are things that the new owners are going to have to look into, and the intentions have to be right. And this is why it's not a fast track. That's why Roman said in his statement, I'm not fast tracking this. It's not going to be fast tracked. You know, there's a lot that needs to be put in play. You might want guarantees as well. You want to make sure that Chelsea are kept at the highest order, you know, and competing at the highest level, you know.
Or maybe he just slowing down the time, see what sanctions going to do, and just, you know what, I changed my mind.
Well, that's what all the Chelsea fans are wishing, some optimism, because now apparently he might still be in the summer. They think he might change. I don't know. I mean, Alex, do you think for him to come out of such a big statement like that, I still think he's going to sell it. Like, even if he wasn't heavily sanctioned, you still think he will sell it?
I don't.
No.
I don't.
Why?
Because it's his baby. That's something that he created from the roots. He doesn't have a company that he built it. He never built anything.
Yeah. Plus, it's listen.
You don't think it that way, but every person that have something that they build it. There is a difference when you build a company, and there is a difference when you buy in a company.
Listen,
I know build that.
I'm not under any disillusion about why he bought this club, right in the first place. I know why he bought this club, you know, financially. I know where his money's come from. I know why he bought it, right? But we're not talking about someone who's been there for 2 years, 9 months, or something like that. We're talking about someone who's been in there for 20 years. Can you grow to love something? Absolutely, you can grow to love something. So I don't doubt that now he loves the club, right? It's his project. He's built us, yeah. I keep saying this, and I'll keep saying it till I'm blue in the face. When you talk about Chelsea, they should have a picture of him beside it, yeah, a picture of him. He's the most important man in this club's history, above any player, above anyone, but above the people that founded us. He's above that. He's above them. Yeah.
Yeah, for what he's done, 100%.
What he's done. So I don't doubt he loves it. He loves us now. I don't doubt that.
By the way, the people that speaks that he bought it for the like whatever the people saying it in the news, it's not true. He loves the game. He always wanted to have a club, football club. Another thing is, stop saying that his money is built on blood.
Yeah,
it's not on that. He got rich because he bribed specific people in Russia during the hard times. The bribery what made it. But there's no blood money like the people think that it is. It's not that deep.
I'd rather listen to when anyone says anything about this Russian situation or Abramovich past, I'd rather listen to Alex than read whatever other people.
Yeah, of course. There's more.
Yeah, because Alex isn't biased, so I'd rather listen to him tell me about it, because he knows more than probably anyone.
Oh, it's his roots, isn't it? You know, exactly. He's going to understand the history and what's happened with that.
So
you know?
They bought the national resources, penny on a dollar. That's how they got rich. All the billionaires.
That's why it was funny. Was it yesterday when we was in the space and someone was like, "No, that ain't true. What's happening in Turkey?" And I was like, "Are you Turkish?"
I got a shoe up, fellas.
So what are you telling me? All right, I'm going to finish soon anyway with the stuff. Big up to you, mate. Thank you for coming on. Take care. But yeah,
any news about your countryman buying it, or kind of slow down?
Well, no is the answer. That only from what we heard last time in terms. I don't think Roman liked what his intentions were in publicly announced in the way that he did, because I feel that he might think that his intentions are not pure and he's looking at it more as a sort of a business opportunity. Like, do you know what I mean? More of here, look at me. Hey, I'm buying Chelsea. Like, let me get my name out there. That's what I think he's kind of done, Musin, if that makes sense. But I think that's what Vice has done as well. The guy, the 86-year-old, as well, coming out and then out there talking about it as well. So I think that's why he's probably taking a lot longer than he wants. Than he should do anyway. I think he's got enough offers there. He needs to make sure it's right. He needs to know understand people's intentions. He needs to know what their plans are for this football club moving forward. There's a lot that needs to be.
There's a lot more than just selling the club for Abramovich.
Of course it is.
No, it's different, because if you think about it, if the reason the sanctions is the reason he's selling, you know that the money that he sell it for could be under sanctions. So the person that buys it has to give the money a specific way, so the money won't be sanctioned. People don't understand it.
I told people this earlier on the show. Actually, at the beginning, it's quite a good little discussion.
What's funny is that the Turkish guy is this all of a sudden in Bitcoin, which is the government cannot be sanctioned.
Yeah, it's true. Crypto.
You see what I'm saying? There's a lot more to it. $3 billion for Abramovich get sanctioned over his rest of the money. It's a big money. But if he goes slowly about it, I don't think he cares about the sanction as much as people think he is.
Well, do you think he'll just carry it out as long as possible until he feels the heat's coming on him in terms of the sanction? Yeah, yeah.
I think
that could happen. I agree. I think Roman will have to sell up eventually, despite the report today, and he could stay. It's bad for business and stop us from getting future sponsors if he stays. There is that image at the moment.
It is.
You've seen what's happened with Mazepin in Formula One. He's had his contract terminated. You know, he can't even drive this year for Haas, which is another big statement because he's Russian. Like, he hasn't done anything wrong. It's just because he's Russian. You know, so
even I got hit in DMs because I'm Russian, and people know that I'm Russian. But hey, it's common. It's like it's normal. I don't get upset about it.
I do believe it, Simon. It's doing too much. It's just building up and up and up and up. Today we found out he's having his second medical at Barcelona as well. So
how the fuck do you have a medical when you still have 2 months of playing at Chelsea? What if you get ACL injury at Chelsea? What kind of nonsense medical during the season?
Apparently, I thought players weren't allowed to do stuff like this.
Exactly, that's why I don't get it. BS. Like, when they're saying it,
I'm like, am I wrong? I'm like questioning my own head. Am I wrong? I don't know.
Like he still have to play for Chelsea, right? For 2 months, and he gets ACL at the last minute. What kind of medical can he do in March? What's the point of that medical?
It's not that.
Really?
It's not even just that, Alex. What if he has say he has had the medical, and then say, I don't know, he has a really serious injury and they've just bought a player that's out for like 10 months. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're fucked. They've just bought a player that's not even available to play. I don't know. There's a lot still to come out of it. Some people call him a snake. Look, I think personally, if he's actually leaving the football club because he wants something new, fair enough. You know, like it is what it is. Like, if he wants a new idea or a new country to play in, that's cool. I have no problems with that. You know, I don't like that.
Exactly. It's only verbal agreements that can make. You cannot sign contract. You cannot have two contracts at the same time.
Yeah, I hear you. I have got to shoot though. I did say it would only be an hour and 20 minutes. Hour and 20 minutes. Alex, thank you for coming in, mate. As always, appreciate it as well.
See you, Jam.
See you, bro.
Cheers, guys.
Smash the like button, guys. Let's get this up to over 100 likes if we can before you leave. Leave a comment below as well. Leave a comment below. Give us your thoughts on what we've spoken about in regards to Roman today. The topic around that. Obviously, Christensen leaving Chelsea. Christensen leaving Chelsea Football Club is pretty much a confirmation now. So it's just waiting for like the Fabrizio Romanos and them of the worlds to come out and clarify it more. In terms of Chelsea, Roman Abramovich, we're still in a state of that we don't know who's going to be taking over this football club. It will not be fast tracked. He may have an idea after traveling across the world of who he believes may be taking over, but at the same time, he may be sitting back and thinking to himself, why rush it? The sanctions may not be able to be imposed on him as quick as he thought it would be. And maybe it will give him more time going into the summer to maybe not only just sit back and relax, but make the right decision when he does sell it. So that gives Roman Abramovich a lot more time to make decisions, think about it, And look, things change. I keep telling people on Twitter, today we've been told this, tomorrow he could sell it. Like, or at the end of the week, it could be that he's sold and we're sitting here talking about him selling the club. Like, we don't know, but we can only speculate on what we're being told currently at the moment. Guys, I will be back. Wednesday, we've got the Prem show, as always. Thursday, we've got the preview show for the Chelsea game, Norwich, I believe. And then we've got the match reaction to that game on Friday. And then we've got the preview show for the Newcastle game, which is Sunday. So a lot of stream for you guys. But make sure if you haven't subscribed, before you leave, subscribe. Let's close that gap to 4.7k subscribers. Let's get them likes up to 100. We've only got 90. We're 10 away from that. So before you leave, please hit that like button as well. Big up to Seppers. Big up to everyone that's been in the chat today. Take care of yourselves. I will be back maybe tomorrow. It depends on the news. We'll see what happens. It might be a late afternoon show. If not, it will definitely be Wednesday. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all again very, very soon. Peace out.